So I absolutely did not expect to be making this video from bed, but the lighting everywhere is horrendous and I've lost my little light thing in work that like I can film properly with. So here we are. No eye makeup today because I'm just about to go and get an eye test, which has been the first one in like 2 years. Really proud of myself. I'm doing a lot of really adulty things at the moment that I keep neglecting. However, not the point of the video. So this is going to be hard to talk about, but I think it's important. Long story short, I'm cancelling London Fashion Week this season. I'm not doing it. I didn't do last September either. I did the February before that, and I did a show in July, I think it was, in Liverpool last year. So I did quite a bit last year anyway, but everything was leading up to this Feb. Had so many plans in place. There was so much I wanted to do with it. I had so many ideas. I really planned everything out. It was kind of my goal to get back on it in the Feb, so exactly a year after my last one, which was my biggest one yet. But things happen, so let's talk about it. I'm not really going to edit this video much. I literally have about 20 minutes to film it before I go and get my eye test, and I've got a really busy day today. So we're getting it raw, we're getting it as it is. How do I even begin? So for anyone who doesn't know me, grateful to those who do know me or know of me and are watching to see how I am, how things are going, stuff like that. So if you don't know me, and you're probably watching because you're interested in fashion, so I am a fashion designer. I have my own brand called Melissa Kate. I've already showcased at London Fashion Week 3 times. So I was one of Jimmy Choo's first graduates on his master's course, and I then also taught at Jimmy Choo's. Before that, I was a fashion designer for fast fashion. The reason that I quit that is because my love is in couture. I was trained in couture. I did a graduate degree at Northumbria. I went to Rare School of Fashion in Liverpool before that. I have a lot of training throughout the years from all different kinds of places. What else have I done? Oh, I've won multiple awards as well. Let's add that in. So I know that I'm kind of good at what I do, but I know that I'm very kind of ADHD and all over the place when it comes to methods and actually getting things done. But a lot of creative people are like that. One of my favourite people like that is Pam Hogg, who I saw collect an award in at a London Fashion Week event this September, and she was talking about her methods and how, you know, she kind of just does things when and if, and or she's all over the place with it and all this, and everything she said I just loved, because I was like, oh my god, she sounds like me. Like, that is me. I never really make things for a profit. I make it because I love it, and that's what she was saying as well. Which is why it never seems to be about the money. It never seems to be about making a living off it. It's just that's your creative output, really. So let's answer the question: why am I cancelling my London Fashion Week show this season after prep from last September? I've been prepping the whole time. Why in the last few days of January, just like 3 weeks before, am I cancelling it? It is not something I wanted to do. I sobbed and sobbed for a whole day straight. I was not in a good way. My flatmate was amazing. She looked after me, took me out. Or a lot of my friends from work looked after me. They have been looking after me, checking up on me. I've been taken care of by a lot of people because it's a hard thing to do, especially when you put your heart and soul into everything. And like, even though this is work from like September, it's actually my life's work, really. That's the way I see it. So the reason I'm doing that is just a lot of things didn't work out. And pretty much everything didn't work out. And I feel like when it gets to that point, it's a sign. The main thing that didn't work out is I couldn't get a bloody venue. The matter of fact is, unfortunately, the fashion industry doesn't have a lot of money in it. Doesn't have a lot of money in it. A lot of the emerging designers you see, they have grants from the government to help them to be able to do what they do, to help them to put on these shows, because it creates this whole culture in London, in the UK. There isn't backing otherwise, unless it's from the government. It's rare you get brands that can do it all for themselves. So really, we're fighting against a lot of things. Being a female, neurodivergent, working class. Don't get me wrong, there's people out there with a lot more, things that they have to fight for in the industry. But yeah, it's just, you've got to accept sometimes that it's hard. It's really hard. I don't want sympathy. I don't like sympathy, because I'm going to stand here and say, I come from a working class background, and I have been in multiple rooms with multi-billionaires. I've been, invited to all these events and things where there's like all these celebrities, all these billionaires and stuff. Like, if I can work my way from like the streets of Birkenhead to dining halls, ballrooms with multi-billionaires, I can do anything. So like, I don't like sympathy, do you know what I mean? But yeah, basically, it is hard. The industry is almost set up to fail. And like, I know this because I look back at everyone that I went to university with, and there's barely anyone that's in the industry now. There's a few, but like, I think it's so disheartening to see that, like, remember that we all had this dream, we were all there together having this dream, and it's like, is it pathetic that I didn't give up on it? Is it embarrassing that I didn't realise, oh my god, that is ridiculous industry, and didn't give up on it? And some would say it was admirable. It's like, oh, it's amazing you're chasing your dreams, but really, is it ridiculous? Is that the stupid thing that you didn't give up? So I'm very lucky that I have another job that supports me and my lifestyle, that supports me enough to live in London, and to, have a nice flat, live a happy life. So to be honest, I don't expect the fashion industry to pay me. What I want from the fashion industry is my creative direction to be acknowledged by people and loved by people. Okay, let's actually get down to what went wrong. So, in the space of a week, the people that I needed help with to get a venue, I just decided I'm going to do it on my own. So I needed a venue sorted probably about a few months back, and it wasn't sorted, and I just kept trying and trying. I just kept trying because I kept telling myself it's fine. Like, if I saw everything else other than the venue, as soon as we get the venue, everything will just click into place, right? But really, I needed that done first. So couldn't get a venue. I had like a last few venues that I was going for, that I did pictures for. Just couldn't get them. I needed them to be like zero, basically, like £0, but like, to, like, if we did ticket sales or if we did this or that, like, it'd come to zero at least. So it needed to balance out to zero, and none of them that we were going for we could get to zero. It just wasn't working out, and none of the venues wanted to sponsor us either. We had this whole idea to do the most accessible London Fashion Week show, so that all the students, all the working class people, everyone who just wants to attend and be part of something creative like that, be part of London Fashion Week, which is so exclusive, and like you have to have an invite. We wanted to turn that on its head and just be like, you know what, this industry's always been like this, but we're gonna do it our way. No venues wanted to support that, which is fine, you know, they have their costs to run. We obviously tried to find ways around that, couldn't. In terms of sponsors, we thought we had this sponsor. I probably should have gone into more detail about what the sponsor would be and stuff, because it ended up not being what I kind of needed, which was either money for the venue or at least helping sort getting like a zero cost venue in the end. So that was, in hindsight, something I should have worked on a bit better. So yeah, in the space of a week, the venue went. My business bank account messed up to the point that I've now closed that bank account. Any businesses who work with Virgin Money, don't. Oh my god. They have put me through like absolute hell the past 6 months. So I had an arranged overdraft with them. They closed it like 6 months ago without telling me, so I had no idea. And then I was getting loads of phone calls like, you're over your overdraft, and I was like, no, I'm not. Turns out I was, because they pulled it without telling me. Then we arranged with the small business team, which I thought that was pretty cool. They've got a small business team. They were dead nice at first. They were like helping me, like I was telling them all about how we're like relaunching in Feb, like all the plans, everything like that. And they were like, oh cool, like so we're gonna reinstate the overdraft. You know, once money starts coming in, we'll like assess what's going on with the business, blah blah blah, we can help you with this, this and this. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, me and finances don't go, so like when I was like thinking, oh my god, like I'm actually getting like advice on it, I thought that's great. So they said like end of Feb we'll assess like the sales, assess this, assess that. Tell me why in the middle of January they then pull the overdraft, and then they're like, yeah, we don't think you're going to be able to pay it. I was like, Huns, I told you we're relaunching the business. You have been really supportive about the process. I've been telling you all the spends, you know, the projections, blah 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 blah. Huh? So we've just closed that, brought it back to zero, closed it. I've gone, yeah, bye. I've actually just had a call with the fella from them, and he's actually going to be giving me some refunds, which I was like, okay, thank you. So I'm getting some money back for that, which is nice. But my whole entire experience with them was just terrible. Telling them I needed certain types of communications or certain types of notifications because of my neurodivergence. Like, I forget things, or like I don't chase up things and stuff like that. Like, I'm terrible with that kind of stuff. The kind of mental disability support, learning disability support has been terrible. And I told them that on the phone when they called. But it's whatever. What else has gone wrong? So many things. I'm now considering closing the business. I know this might sound a bit like, what? But like in my head, I'm kind of like, does it need to be a business? Like, do I need to scale it? Because when I think of business, I think, okay, this is something, I need to make a certain amount of money, I need to make profits, I need to scale, blah, 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 blah. But realistically, the way we're operating, the way I'm operating, I could do that as a sole trader, and there's less worry. I know it's like personal liability and all that, but there's less worry to need to scale. I don't know, I'm trying to assess that at the moment, but I kind of had a week of like just a wobble because everything was happening at once, and I'm having to essentially restructure my whole entire concept in my head of what my label is and how I'm doing it. So another thing that's just been going wrong, I've not even made the collection. I've not even made the collection. You're probably thinking, what on earth? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been past collections where I've done them in like 2 weeks. I've done it in like a month. I've done it in like 2 months. I know what I'm doing when it comes to making. Like, that's the least of my worries, making. But my fabrics haven't even arrived. I've ordered them ages ago. I've chased them up today. Don't even know what's going on. Fabrics, yeah, I need them. Can't do it without them. What else? I wanted to do it. I wanted to start the sewing ages ago, but I was so stressed without having a venue that it's just like I couldn't do it. Like, I was spending all my days sorting the venues and sorting everything else other than the venues. And when I say me, I mean me and my amazing team of interns. I've got the most amazing team of interns, by the way. I was not doing all of this alone. They have backed me on everything. So they were helping me do all the social media, doing we were literally had lists of people for invites. We had everyone we wanted to invite. We had, people of creatives who were going to get involved. I had DJs that were going to get involved. I had all of this planned except the venue. So now I'm kind of just at that point where I feel like I'm recovering from like a heartbreak, but it's not really a heartbreak. Kind of is a little bit. It kind of is. I feel like I am married to my label at this point. Like, still haven't had a fella at the age of 26, so my love is fashion, clearly. But I know that this kind of breakdown is like a big part of being a creative, and I've had it for years. I remember I had a really, really big one before my first ever London Fashion Week show, and these breakdowns, like, I feel like my life has ended. I feel like there's no way past anything, and like everything just collapses, like my whole view of everything. But after you come out of this breakdown and start like almost recover from the breakdown, you see life differently. Like, your brain start seeing things in a different way. And I don't know whether it's like the release of stress or what, but I know a lot of creatives go through this, a lot of neurodivergent creatives as well. You just see everything differently, and it almost starts feeling like a blessing in disguise, or like it was meant to happen so that you could reframe your view. And so now here's the updates on what's gonna happen. So as long as this fabric arrives, I think I'm going to make a small collection still. Just a small little collection of like what I am as a brand and what I want to do, because I think I just need to start seeing this brand as my love again, like what I love, and not something stressful that I'm really trying to keep up with the rest of the industry, because the rest of the industry is going at a pace that I can't keep up with on my own, and I can't afford to keep up with. I don't have the funds to pump into it all, and I'm not going down a loan route. I'm not going down a route like that. So I'm just doing it from personal funds, and I'm just making things that I love. What else? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make a few things, photograph them, let people see. I'm gonna make them in my size because I want to wear them. I'm not gonna make them in a standard model size. It's for me. What else? Don't really know. Oh, the other thing is my work is so from the 21st I'm going to Manchester with my work. They're paying for me to do like work in another place, basically. I'm not going to explain too much. Don't really talk about the other place I work. But it means that I'm going to have an amazing experience working in Manchester instead of London. And I'm going to be able to see my family. So like, they're going to be able to come and see me, or I'm going to be able to go and see them. Oh my God, that is so exciting. Like, I don't have to like take time off to do that. Like, I can still work and see that. Like, oh my God, that makes me so happy. Like, it's just the most amazing experience that I'm really looking forward to. and that's halfway through Fashion Week, so I'm actually just not attending much of Fashion Week this time. I think I do have some things that I'm meant to attend, but I don't know if I will. We'll see kind of the vibes around the time, like if it's the vibe that I'm feeling, like actually going to stuff. But I think I'm just gonna take every day as it comes now. I'm not gonna try and push too hard, because I've put my body through too much stress the past however many years to try and be in the position I am right now as a fashion designer. And yes, I'm not in the same category as the new gen yet. That's what I want. I want to be a new gen designer. I'm not quite there yet, but the work that I've put in to get myself to where I am is amazing. So I need to not stress, and I have all the time in the world to be a designer and push myself to where I want to be, because I know that I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. This is not just like a career choice for me to make money. This is my livelihood. Like, this is like my soul. I wanted to be a fashion designer since the age of 5, and I will be for the rest of my life. So whatever happens, it will be all right. I think it's nice to have these realizations sometimes. The breakdown was worth it, I suppose. I honestly, like, I started believing in God again about 8 months ago, maybe a bit longer, and ever since then, like, my life has changed, but for the better. I'm just putting all my faith, all my trust in God, and you know, sometimes I ask questions and like I don't get the answer I want, but then my life feels better afterwards, which I like. And yeah, everything's feeling very stress-free at the moment. I say that, oh my God, I need to go. Oh my God, the time. You know what I'm like? Okay, thank you for watching, because yeah. But maybe my next London Fashion Week show will look back at this video and we will laugh, because I'll have a massive crowd of people watching and I'll be like, oh my God, I did it. It's not failure, it's an attempt for the next bigger thing. So we learn every day, right? Bye.